puzzles in this book are all are, are all of a type known as lateral thinking puzzles or situation puzzles. They should be fun, but they also help to develop skills in questioning, deduction, logic, and lateral thinking. They are based on a statement of a situation that you have to use as a starting point in order to arrive at a particular explanation or solution. Often, there can be many possible scenarios that explain the puzzle, but you have to find the right answer. It is better to do these puzzles in a small group, rather than trying to solve them individually. Typically, they contain insufficient information for you to immediately deduce the solution. You need to ask questions in order to gather more information before you can formulate solutions. One person acts as the quizmaster. He or she reads the puzzle aloud and reads the solution silently. The others ask questions in order to gather information, check assumptions, and test possible solutions. The quizmaster can answer in one of four ways: yes, no, irrelevant, or please rephrase the question. If people get stuck, the quizmaster can offer one or more clues given in the clues section. The aim is to arrive at the solution given in the answers section, not simply to find a situation that simplifies the initial conditions. As with most problems we face, it is best to start by testing your assumptions and making broad questions that establish general conditions, motives, and actions. Don't narrow in on specific solutions until you have first established the broad perimeters of what's going on. When you get stuck, attack the problem from a new direction. Think laterally. The puzzles. Sick leave. Walter spent 3 days in the hospital. He was neither sick nor injured. But when it was time to leave, he had to be carried out. Why? Top at last. William was the least intelligent and laziest boy in a class of 30 students who took an examination. Yet when the results were announced, William's name was at the top of the list. How come? Criminal assistance. The police put up notices warning the public about certain types of crime. But this actually helped the criminals. How? In the middle of the night, a man wakes up at night in the pitch dark. He knows that on his bedside table are a razor, a watch, and a glass of water. How can he reach onto the table and be sure to pick up the watch without touching either the razor or the glass of water? Let's do something a bit different. During World War II, U.S. forces lost many bombers in raids over Germany due to anti-aircraft fire. From the damage on returning bombers, they were able to build up a clear picture on which parts of the plane were hit most frequently and which weren't hit at all. How did they use this information to reduce the losses? When Orson Welles caused nationwide panic with the audio broadcast of the Martian landing, there was one group that wasn't fooled. Who were they? Throwing his weight about. Why did a man who was not suicidal and not threatened in any way throw himself through a plate glass window on the 24th floor of an office building and so fall to his death? Disconnected. A horse walked all day. 2 of his legs traveled 21 miles, and 2 legs traveled 20 miles. How come? Let's read another page. The dinner clue. A suspect is interrogated for several hours, but doesn't crack. He then demands a meal, and soon afterward, the police charge him with murder. Why? Why does a man who wants to catch a bus going from, I'm probably going to butcher this, but Aliwif to Zabidi deliberately catch one going the opposite way from Zabidi to Aliwif? A single word. A woman whom I have never met before was introduced to me. I didn't say a word. She told me about herself, but I didn't say a word. She told me many more things about herself, but I didn't say a word. Eventually, I said one word, and she was very disappointed. What was that word? Finally, let's do this last page. Turned off. A man inadvertently caused all radio station transmissions in the world to cease. How and who was he? Captain, all radio transmission has stopped. Thank goodness, I never thought they'd shut up. The last mail. A man mailed 2 letters to the same address at the same time in the same post office. The letters were identical, but the postage on one letter was more than on the other. Why? Small is not beautiful. Why were small cars banned in Sweden? A man lies dead next to a feather that caused his death. What happened? The sealed room. A perfectly healthy man was trapped in a sealed room. He died, but not from lack of oxygen. What did he die of?